JBNN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 3 shot dead in Bull Bay, St. Andrew. Police have identified the individuals who were killed in a triple murder in 8 Miles, Bull Bay, St. Andrew on Sunday morning. They are Kevin Bonfield, 26, otherwise called Killy Killy of Whitehall, St. Thomas; Orville Hermit, 29, otherwise called Mr. Bean of Pleasant View, Bull Bay, St. Andrew; Earl Jackson, 54, otherwise called Presley of Pleasant View, Bull Bay, St. Andrew. Reports are that about 12:10 a.m., all 3 men were along a roadway when they were approached by a group of armed men who opened fire, hitting them. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, the men were seen with gunshot wounds. They were pronounced dead at hospital. In the meantime, the police are appealing to anyone with information on the incident to contact the Elliston Road Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-928-4200, Crime Stopper 311, or Police 119 emergency number. Investigations are ongoing. Men held in Brook Valley gunfight released without charge. The police have released 3 men who were detained in connection with a seizure of a gun and an assortment of ammunition in Brook Valley, St. Andrew, a little over a week ago. The men were released without charge following further investigations into the gunfight by the police. It was reported that between 5 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., a joint police-military operation was carried out in Hemmingsway in Brook Valley. During the operation, the police searched several premises. It was at one of these premises that the gun and ammunition were found. They include 1 Russell .387 Magnum, 6.387 cartridges, 20 5.56 cartridges, 5.357 cartridges, 14.22 cartridges, and 18.22 LR cartridges. Men rob motorcyclists with scissors and knives. 1 arrested. One of 3 men who allegedly held up a man with scissors and knives and robbed him of his motorcycle has been arrested and charged with robbery with aggravation in relation to the incident which occurred on Pineapple Main Road, Ocherous in St. Ann on Friday. Charged is 20-year-old Javon Dixon, otherwise called Biggs, a construction worker of Civil Heights in the parish. Reports are that about 2:30 p.m., a man was sitting on his Zamaco motorcycle when 3 men approached him armed with scissors and knives and robbed him of his motorcycle and then fled the scene. Shortly after, the victim and 2 other men reportedly went in search of the assailants and accosted one of the robbers. It was brought to the police station and a report was made. The police then went in search for the other perpetrators and the stolen motorcycle. The motorcycle was later found along a dirt track, the police said. Dixon was charged on Saturday, June 4. 3 shot, 1 fatally on Windward Road. Detectives in the Kingston East Division are investigating the shooting of 3 men, 1 fatally, on Windward Road, Kingston 2 last night. The deceased is 46-year-old Aubrey Myers, otherwise called Dangles, a barber of Windward Road. The police report that about 10 p.m., all 3 victims were on the roadway playing a game of cards when a motorcycle drove up with 2 men aboard. It is alleged that the pillion disembarked the motorcycle and opened gunfire at the men before they escaped. The police were summoned and all victims were taken to hospital, where Myers was pronounced dead and the other 2 admitted in stable condition. Burnt human remains with hands severed found in Arnett Gardens. Burnt human remains were found on Saturday along Lincoln Avenue in Arnett Gardens, St. Andrew. The hands of the deceased were severed and placed beside the body. The body is about 5 feet 8 inches long and appears to be in his early 20s. It is reported that about 12:15 p.m., police, acting on information, went to the community and discovered the corpse. Michael Phipps, Senior Superintendent, Kingston Western Police Division, said although the body was burnt beyond recognition, it is suspected that the deceased is from the area. Forensic analysis is to be conducted to determine the identity of the deceased. We are awaiting examination of the body, he said. Nothing rosy about Bedward Gardens now, people say. With nightly shootings, a somewhat fresh triple murder that rocked the community a month ago, and the tension and fear blanketing the community up to this day, residents say Bedward Gardens in St. Andrew is no longer a bed of roses. In line with reports from Superintendent William Kessler of the St. Andrew Central Division that there repeated trade-offs of gunshots between thugs because of a presumed gang war between the Bedward Gardens Gang and Color Red Gang, also known as the Gaza Gang. Residents complained bitterly about the situation in their community. Last week, Kessler said the police will be clamping down on the criminal elements affecting the area. We have shootings nightly in the Bedward Gardens area, and we believe that it is the gangs at each other. However, we are relentless, and there are several major operations in trend for these culprits. I'm going to lead one of the biggest military police manhunts for these persons, because most of them are properly wanted in relation to that triple murder, he said. Since the start of the year, there have been 30 murders and 23 shootings in the St. Andrews Central Police Division. It is unbearable now. It is very unbearable every night. Pure shootings and war running up and down. We need a change. We need something to happen around here in Bedward Gardens because we're sick and tired, one woman who lives in Bedward Gardens said. You can't work at night, so you hurry up and try to do things in the days. Shops and the little train business people have to be locking shop early. Nobody don't want to get caught up in anything and lose them life. Though multiple shootings were noted, Kessler clarified, however, that there have been no murders in the community since the triple killing. The gangs are at each other nightly creating mayhem, causing a lot of the residents to be really afraid. Even the security forces are afraid. However, we are relentless in pursuing them and bringing them to justice. In many occasions, the police and the JDF are in the middle, and the terrain is not of such, so it is very risky for our military personnel and police officers out there. Another resident, a 28-year-old man, said, "We know this did go happen. Remember me myself to tell you that this was going to happen after the triple murder. We tell the people them that you soon hear about reprisals and hear that innocent people get caught up. It's not surprising. It's only sad that we don't see it big in the news unless people dead. Nobody not talking that we fear for our lives. We have to dead first." The triple murder jolted residents in the wee hours of Saturday, April 30. Reports are that about 4 a.m., thugs pounced upon 24-year-old Rashid Edwards, otherwise called Buppy. 18-year-old Keno Ray, otherwise called Brains, and their friend was identified as Jackson at a shop in the community. Police were alerted, and when they arrived, Edwards, Ray, and Jackson were discovered lying outside the shop, a dirt track vicinity near a football field, with gunshot wounds. They were pronounced dead at hospital. The police had released 10 names of persons of interest they said may be able to assist them in their investigations. Last week, Kessler revealed that 2 of those 10 people reported to the police were questioned and provided useful information. On Saturday, May 28, Kevon Wright, otherwise called Trigger, from Augusttown Road, St. Andrew, was charged with the murder of Ray, Edwards, and Jackson after a question and answer session with his attorney. Wright was charged with wounding with intent, illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The owner of the shop where the 3 men had stopped to make purchases said that the lack of streetlights also contribute to the fear among residents. "We don't have any streetlight run on our block. That makes the place more tense than with all that is happening. You can't really see what happens outside after a certain time. It has always been like that. From I come here, we don't have no streetlight." Another resident applauded the police for their efforts thus far, but demanded more urgency in taming the gangs wreaking havoc in the community. "Imagine how fed up we are. Imagine the children too. We want the police to stay on top of this and not just give us a 9-day talk. We know them are work and investigate, but we just remind them that it is grimy right now." 368 more COVID-19 cases. Jamaica on Saturday reported 368 new cases of the COVID-19 and 1 more virus-related death. This brings the total number of cases recorded on the island since the start of the pandemic to 138,742 and the death toll to 3,074. Of the newly reported cases, there were 226 females and 142 males with ages ranging from 1 day to 108 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 114, St. James 69, St. Anne 5, St. Catherine 80, Westmoreland 13, Hanover 4, St. Elizabeth 15, St. Mary 22, Trelawney 9, Clarendon 10, Manchester 11, Portland 7, and St. Thomas 9. Meanwhile, the latest fatality is the 45-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, who died in September 2021. According to the latest statistics and the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 151 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 87,738. The country's positivity rate from the latest batch of testing is 33%. There are confirmed 3,023 active cases on the island. Approximately 114 patients are hospitalized, 3 of them critically ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.